Good morning and welcome to Peace Out, where we are all learning together to peace out. Okay, maybe you aren't learning it together, but I'm learning it together. And I'm kind of dragging y'all along for the journey, as long as you want to come along for the journey, right? Just to figure out how to peace out on this process, this journey of finding out that God gave us peace and we can walk in it no matter what. He never takes it back, it doesn't expire. That's amazing, isn't it? Okay, you guys, check out my bookstore on Amazon. I've got a whole bookstore full of Bible studies and devotionals, about 14 books on Amazon. Okay, I think 12, maybe 12 or 13, 14, I don't know. And I have Dove's Fire Ministries publications. I'm going to close the website down pretty soon because I'm not making any sales and I ain't making no money. And I just need to pay for the site. Okay, so if you want an ebook, you might want to go to Dove's Fire Ministries publications.com and get a couple of ebooks before I shut that puppy down, because the middle of next month, when the payment comes due, if I haven't had any sales, it's going away because I'm just not going to bear that expense. But I will leave everything on Amazon, and I'm working on getting them on Barnes & Noble too. So maybe some of the other sites like that. So I have a hiccup along the way. But you know what? It doesn't mean that God's grace changed. It doesn't mean that God's message changed. It doesn't mean that the Bible study guides are any different today than they were yesterday. Right? I've got James and John, Leader. The 21 days will help you develop the study of daily Bible reading, daily Bible study. So grab a Bible study guide. This is Bible study week, and let's dive in. I was in Romans 8 this morning. Okay, I almost, and I'm just going to be, you know me, I'm going to be transparent, open, and honest here. I almost didn't even do today. We had lots of stuff going on around here. I was up, I don't know if I went to bed at 12:30, 1:30. I don't know. I was up late with Chris. He's okay. I was just up late. We were up late watching Cars 3. Sorry, we were watching it. It was a cute movie, by the way. And so I didn't want to turn it off before it went off, so that put us late for bed. And just stuff happened, and it was just really late. And then he got uncomfortable, and I'm playing guess and check. And I just thought, I'm just going to tell him. Yeah, I don't even know when I'd had a shower. So I was like, okay, yeah, tomorrow I'm taking a shower, and I'm just going to say I'm not going to do that peace out, okay? And when I woke up this morning, I was still frustrated. I was still flustered, and I had all these thoughts. Now, I know some of you can relate to this. You just wake up, and the list going through your brain is just so massive, right? It can be so traumatic. It's so distracting. Life is distracting. There's plenty of things to take our mind, to take our energy, and if we let it, it will suck that peace right out. The peace doesn't go anywhere. We have to just keep coming back around to letting His peace reign. We have to come back around to knowing that nothing changed in the kingdom of God when I got up this morning. When I got up this morning, because I had my coffee. That's a good thing, right? I had my coffee, and I was like, man, there's just, what am I good about this? And God, I don't know what to do about that. And Lord, help me know. And I was going through my list, giving my list to God, piece by piece. And I was just being honest here, I was getting stressed out. I was like, man, I don't know what to do about this, God. I need some wisdom here. I need some guidance here. And please help me with this. And help me know how to fix Chris. And help me know what to do with this. And what do I need to cut out of my life? And what do I need to put in my life? And what do I need to protect? And what do I need to give away? And I was going through all these things with God. And all of a sudden, and I was getting tight, sometimes we think about stuff and that's what makes us tight. But I was getting tight there, and I was like, you know what? Absolutely nothing in the kingdom of God changed when I got stressed out. God didn't go, oh no, wringing his hands. Oh no, I don't know what we're going to do now. I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know what you're going to do about that either. No, he didn't stress out. He didn't say, just unplug everything. Let's start all over. Absolutely nothing in the kingdom of God changed when all this life stuff started piling up in my corner. Absolutely nothing changed about the kingdom, which is righteousness. I'm still righteous in God because it's His righteousness, not mine. Thank God, right? I still have His peace. I just got to figure out how to let it reign. And I can have His everlasting joy because I know that nobody can take those things. They can't take nothing, and nobody can take salvation away, can make me unrighteous, can take that peace away, can change anything that God promised me in the kingdom. Isn't that awesome? So I started this. So then I shifted my thinking, and I ended up in Romans 8. I listened to this, and Paul wrote 2/3 of the New Testament, and most of those were written from prison. He went through some stuff. The old school term for that is having blood on his testimony. He wasn't sitting in a cush palace somewhere, people waiting on him hand and foot, and him writing, "Be patient in tribulation," right? We'd go, right, sure. No, he was in the thick of it, man. He had people wanting to kill him because of the gospel message. He sat in a prison many times, many years, waiting to basically be a martyr because he was preaching something that was different than the norm. You know what? Peace is different than the norm. God's peace is different than what we see in the world. God's peace is different than what we see in movies and on TV. God's peace is different than all the things the media wants to shove down our throat and the world wants to shove down our throat. Thank God his peace is different. And so Paul, with blood on his testimony, is writing in Romans 8. And he says, if God is for us, who can be against us? And I can't see the numbers. You'll just have to look it up. It's in Romans 8, okay? 17, I think. 11, 31. Okay, if God is for us, who can be against us? Right? God didn't even spare his own son, but gave him up for us all. Won't God also, who gave us Christ, give us everything else? Man, we could camp there, but I don't want to camp there. I want to go on down to verse 37 or so. He says, or 30, 35. He says, can anything separate us from the love of Christ? Anything. And it's kind of a rhetorical question, because the obvious answer, it doesn't even need an answer, but the obvious answer is no. Nothing can separate us from God's love. Nothing can separate us from the sacrifice God made for us. Nothing can separate us from salvation itself. Nothing can separate us from that righteousness that comes from God. Nothing, if we don't let it, nothing can separate us from that peace. It's always there. And I was like, even though I got rattled between yesterday and today, somehow, I don't even know how, right? Because I got rattled, God's kingdom didn't get rattled. God's kingdom didn't get confused. God's kingdom didn't get overwhelmed. God's kingdom didn't go, #I'm out, right? No, it's right there. When I got up this morning and started looking for it, it was all right there. Now listen to this, though. He says, and we're going to go on down here and say, despite all the things we go through, he says, does it mean that he no longer loves us if we have trouble or calamity? Does anything in the kingdom unplug and go, I don't know what to do either? No. Or if we're persecuted, if we're hungry or cold or in danger or threatened with death? He says, absolutely not. He says, no, despite all these things, we have an overwhelming victory through Christ who loved us. Despite these things, they don't take away our victory. Why was I thinking I was defeated? Life was just piling in there for a little bit. I'm not defeated. I just got to sort those things out, and I do it through the wisdom of God, because he's going to give me wisdom. He's going to give me wisdom. He's going to give me direction. He's going to lead me right, walking down that path, right? But then listen to this. I'm convinced that nothing can ever separate us from his love. I'm convinced. That's some strong language right there. I am convinced God gave us peace, and he's not taking it back. I'm convinced that salvation is sure. I'm convinced that I'm righteous in him. He did it. I just got to trust him. I'm convinced he gave us peace, and he's not taking it back. I'm convinced that he loves us, right? He says, I'm convinced that nothing can separate us from his love. Death can't. Life can't. The angels can't. The demons can't. Our fears for today, our worries about tomorrow. That's where I was camping. I'm sorry. I'm back in a peace camp now, but that's where I was camping last night. I was worried about some stuff, right? Our fears for today, our worries about tomorrow. And even the powers of hell can't keep God's love away. And as I was reading that, I was like, I am so glad that absolutely nothing in the kingdom of heaven got shaken when I got shaken. You fill in the blank. You pick it, whatever the term was there, right? But just because I get shaken doesn't mean the kingdom of God went, oh no, what am I going to do? No, he covers, it says what did he say? He covers our fears for today and our worries about tomorrow, it's already been taken care of. I was so encouraged with that, and now I was really discouraged last night. I won't tell you, just be honest. But that was so encouraging as I read through this familiar passage and reminded myself that God's kingdom is secure. Absolutely nothing can change anything about the kingdom, and I can get scared. I can be in doubt. I can sin. I can think I'm going to give up. I can think I want to run away. And God's kingdom still stands sure. And He still loves us. He's still got us covered. And that's why we can peace out. Peace out, you guys. It really is real, isn't it? Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.